Thailand's main opposition Democrat Party is waiting to hear how the country's constitutional court will respond to its petition to nullify last weekend's general election and disband the ruling party. It's the latest in a host of problems facing the caretaker government of Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra, which could prolong the political crisis in the deeply divided country. Our correspondent Dusita Chumsri reports from Bangkok.
Thailand's general election has left more questions than answers. Who will lead Thailand and how will the country be governed? Protesters and the main opposition Democrat Party boycotted the polling, and in their stronghold of Bangkok, only 26% turned out to vote. But they failed to stop the election itself, and in the rest of Thailand, ballots were delivered and voting took place with few incidents. Even so, the main opposition party is asking the courts to rule the vote invalid.
These elections are not going to fill a quorum for parliament. These elections are taking place under circumstances in which people are not really free to vote.
What comes now is not a resolution, but a continuation of a high-stakes strategy battle through skirmishes in the courts and on the streets. On the eve of the election, supporters and opponents of Yingluck clashed in North Bangkok. But perhaps the legal track is just as troublesome for Yingluck Shinawatra and her government.
Yingluck's government now faces a series of legal challenges, including one over alleged corruption linked to a controversial rice subsidy scheme and an effort to change Thailand's Senate to make it fully elected. But if Yingluck is unseated, government supporters will no doubt refuse to accept whatever government replaces her.
The courts now form the most immediate key battleground.
We are concerned about independent agencies having influence over the fate of the Pheu Thai party, but we also stand firm that we were just doing our duty in accordance with the constitution and law.
If found guilty, Yingluck's governing Pheu Thai party could be dissolved. How the pro-government red shirts would respond to this is stirring fears that Thailand could edge closer to a potentially bloody reckoning.
I think there's a possibility if it escalated, violence moved to that level. But that can only happen when there would be some kind of a ruling that creates some stirring up from both sides.
The reset option by means of negotiations do not appear to be in the offing. And without that, the next few weeks and months will be grim for what was once considered one of Asia's most stable societies. Dusita Chumsri, CCTV, Bangkok.